What if I told you that ignoring your hormone imbalance symptoms, whether it's your chin hair or your belly fat, maybe it's your fatigue and your mood swings, PMS, like crazy cycles and periods. What if I told you that ignoring those seemingly small symptoms is like writing your own chronic disease bill for tomorrow, with diseases like hypertension, diabetes, and even cancer? All these risks go up when you don't act on what is actually going on in your body and don't get to the root cause to see what messages your body is sending through these symptoms. The day of slapping bandage solutions like crazy toxic pills, cover-up supplements, or just getting a prescription to silence your body's symptoms is over. I want to empower you to take your health into your own hands and become the CEO of your health. And in today's video, we're going to talk about just five starter things you can do starting today to start turning your hormone symptoms around. All these are natural. They're not going to cost you anything, and you're going to start turning your health around. Before we dive into number one, just real quick, if you're not sure about your hormone imbalance symptoms, or you don't know just what hormone imbalance symptoms are, I have a checklist down below. It's a free checklist. Just click on it. It's literally a list, and you can check off and see how many of these symptoms are showing up in your body, so you can know just how serious your hormone imbalance symptoms are. And you can basically gauge to see where you're heading, because prevention is absolutely cheaper than cure. So let's get into it. Number one, this is going to sound like a broken record, number one, but I want to tell you something you've never heard about: sleep. Here's the thing about sleep. Lacking just 1 hour of sleep that you need in your body, especially after 10-11 p.m., is like eating a donut. Basically, your cortisol goes up, your insulin sensitivity goes down, and the way your body starts to process glucose is so wonky, it's going to send you with terrible symptoms the next day. Which is why whenever we don't sleep well, or whenever we have a really late night, the next day just feels like a drag, and it doesn't feel good. So getting that sleep is way more than the beauty regimen, and I know we would definitely sign up for that. But I just want you to see that it goes way beyond the surface. You really want to get to what's happening down inside your body when you're lacking sleep. So make sure to get to sleep as early as you can. When you're over 40, sometimes over 35, really you want to start going back down, to like the preteen sleep hours, being in bed at 9, latest 10:30, definitely before midnight, so you can get the benefits of your body's repair systems, because it cleans out, it organizes, it starts getting rid of cells that could otherwise cause cancer, boost your immune system. So many advantages of just going to sleep on time. The second one we're going to talk about is also going to sound super common until you see just how it affects your body, and that is food. When it comes to food, there are so many ideas, so many diets, so many fads, so many crazy things that come up every day. Do you know diets and dieting is one of the most lucrative systems in this country when it comes to women's health? And that is a shame, because honestly, I'm just going to tell you the truth the way nobody else is telling you. And that is, you don't need any of that. You don't need crazy diets. Listen, if we just went back to eating more natural foods, and you ate whole foods, and you put more plants on your plate, and you adopted an 80-20 or 90-10 rule of eating, depending on how critical you are, you may have to go 100% of eating really clean, really well, just to deeply nourish your body and give it what it needs to form the correct hormones, to clean up your system, and to do everything that it needs to do to get you back on track. Because guess what? You were created to heal. Our body was created with everything it needs. I know I'm seeming extra right now, but I want to listen, our body was made to be able to fix stuff, but sometimes it doesn't have the right ingredients. Sometimes it doesn't have the right settings. Sometimes we've just overrun it and the systems are just tired. Food is medicine, period. Okay, now if you're not sure what kind of foods you should eat, maybe you're just like coming from scratch. Maybe you're like me, like 9, 10, maybe now 11 years ago, when I would literally, like, I didn't even know the difference. And listen, I was in nursing school and I became a nurse and I still didn't understand fundamentally that food is my body's building blocks. So I didn't know that I'm eating to, like, everything I chew and swallow is a message to my hormones. I did not know that. So definitely don't take this as a guilt trip upon yourself, because it is not. Food can be complicated sometimes by this diet and this way, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this. Oh, let's get rid of all of that and just eat more naturally. I promise you that's all you need to do. And if you're not sure where to start, I have a starter kit down below. And in this starter kit, you're going to find a list of foods that feed your hormones. You're going to find biblical-based foods for your hormones. You're also going to find herbs, and you're going to find supplements, and you're going to find, I believe, other things in there, okay? But you're going to have a little toolkit that you can take and plug into your life today if you're not sure where to start. Now, this is not free. I have decided to charge you $1 for it. Why $1? Obviously, $1 is not going to make a change to my life. But I don't want it to be free so that you don't feel like it doesn't have any value. Because you know what we do with free things? Those flyers we get on our cars, or somebody hands us a free book, and we just don't take it as valuable. So I don't want anything from it, but I want you to feel like you exchanged something for it, so you have the sense of it being valuable for you. So it's going to be $1, and it is also in the description below. Now we are on number 3. Number 3 is movement. A sad thing that has happened for exercise lately is that exercise has been synonymous with weight loss. Exercise is not weight loss. Now you see that there are some extremely fit people who probably don't even need to lose a pound and are not trying to lose one, that you see exercising daily. Athletes, runners, whatever, like they're moving because they understand something that society has stolen from us when it comes to movement. Movement is not weight loss. Movement is literally you flipping the switch in your body to help your body do what it needs to do. Movement releases endorphins, which are like hormones, and hormones are your body's chemical messengers. I know I use this word so much, and if you're new to this channel, listen, I'm over here telling you about your hormones. Hormones are like your body's Wi-Fi signal, okay? That's how your messages get sent around your body to your different organs to activate this and blah, blah, blah. So if you find that your thyroid is low, hormones. But you don't need medication. You just need a certain element that your body is lacking in order to make its own hormones. So again, hormones are your messengers, and movement starts up your systems. It starts up your metabolism. It helps your insulin resistance. It actually starts to combat some of that cortisol. And cortisol is a stress hormone that is released in your body, like a lot, okay? Because life can be stressful. But how many of you know that actually that life is stressful? Yes, but we start to experience more feelings of stress when our hormones are out of order. I can give you an easy example that you can think of in your own life. Can you think of a time when things that bother you today, especially if you're over 40, I'm turning 40 in like a month, y'all. I'm serious. I am happy and I am like nervous at the same time, you know, because 40 is like the new 20, but sometimes your hormones are like pushing against that and you're feeling old and crusty and blah, 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 blah. But anyways, so here comes 40 for me. But I started experiencing hormone imbalance symptoms in my teens, and it followed me into my 20s. And in my 30s, it was hell. So I'm just saying, right now, going into 40, I'm like, okay, we can do this. I have been pushing against this hormone downtrend in my own life and helping other women do it for the last 9 years. So once again, that movement is going to flip the switch on things like endorphins, and those are good hormones that just, it's like your body's internal cheer team. It just makes you feel good. You're just so happy. You're like, oh, it's Monday, and you just have more energy. A lot of women I talk to have really low energy, and so it feels impossible to like think of, oh, I have to flip the switch on my energy by movement, but I'm too tired to move. And it's such a sad place to be in. It's actually really difficult because I've been in there, and I had young children, and I didn't feel like getting out of bed, and I knew they needed to eat, but I couldn't find a way to want to feed them. So I'm just like, go grab that snack, go grab that processed food, just order that pizza. And I understand that. And it didn't take much to flip that switch. I am so happy about that. God is so good, y'all. Listen, it doesn't take much to flip the switch. It just takes you starting. And it can be 10 seconds of movement. It can be the shortest walk ever. Like one walk around your house, and that's it for that day. And then you just build on it. So as the energy comes, because the energy starts to come, that's the beautiful thing. When you flip the switch, the light turns on. Let's clap hands because this is a good one. Okay, so here's another thing you can do to help flip the switch, and that is going to be our number 4, and that is sunshine. We have been scared out of our minds from going in the sun. And it is so sad because the sun, if you remember back in the day, like your grandma, your great grandma, y'all, people would be sick with this and we're like, put them in the sun, put them in the sun. And you know what? Wellness centers that are helping people recover naturally still do that. They have people go in the sun in the morning, in the evening, when the sun is, that mild, that really good time to take selfies. That time, and you sit there for 15, 20, 30 minutes. If you can just go out in the sun, and I know you're probably busy, you work, if you can step out on your break, get into the sun, get your 10, 15, 20 minutes while you relax, stay off your gadgets, just take in that sun, preferably with no sunglasses on. Because your iris, in your eyes is where like the sun rays come in and reset your circadian rhythm. Because yes, we have a center in our bodies that is tied to the sun. Listen, God created the whole system and we're part of it. So it works for us. It works for our good. So does the sun. And one of the things people don't tell you is that the sun is more powerful than a cup of coffee to start your day, because it gives your body the messages of like what time it is, like literally, like it's now time to get up and have a good day. So like the right hormones are produced for you to be active, for you to feel that boost of energy, that I can do it thing. And then like the right hormones will then be produced at sunset for you to start winding down. And then you find yourself feeling sleepy. Melatonin. Sounds familiar? Now we get it in a bottle. I'm so sick of that, y'all. We need to stop. We don't need to buy melatonin in a bottle when it's out there in the sun and you don't know what these people are putting in your melatonin in a bottle, and it's chemical, it's not natural, it's not the one your body makes. So guess what? It's throwing something off in your body. It's doing something. It's a foreign object. Get sunlight. Sunlight is the one that's going to help your body release its own melatonin, because yes, sunlight is also linked to vitamin D3, which is a needed ingredient for your hormone production. So sunlight, don't snooze. This is not just about, tanning or whatever good stuff. it's also about your core. It's about the root cause of some of these issues you are facing, like lack of sleep and sluggishness and just lack of motivation, because those are hormone based. All right. After the fifth one, I'm going to give you all a bonus, y'all. So this is one's going to be good. All right. Water is our last one. The fifth one is water. Water. All of these things I just said, they just sound so basic and they sound so cliche. But did you know there's something amazing about basic? And there's something horrible about complicated? And yet we have switched our minds to believe that if someone is like, hey, get this thing over here in the bottle, and it's a supplement with this complicated name, and you have to live on it for the rest of your life, or take this medication, then we're like, oh, there's a real solution. Absolutely not. The real solutions are already available. Water. We don't drink enough water. And water, yes, your body is 70% water, over 70% water. So everything in your body needs water to function well. Did you know that by the time you're thirsty, you're about 2, 3, 4 cups behind? You are behind on water. And the thirst is your body's alarm system. You don't drink water when you're thirsty. You just drink water through the day. You just make it a habit. And if you're like me and used to hate water, I'd say stuff like, I hate the taste of water. I don't drink water. So I drink juice. I drink anything but water. And I ruined my body. There's this amazing book called The Body Keeps a Score. Grab it. It's on Amazon. I don't get nothing for telling you that. But it is an amazing book. Drink water. Here's the thing about water. Water allows your body's organs to do what they need to do, including your liver. Your liver is the place that takes all the excess hormones. You know, if you're estrogen dominant or testosterone too much of that, if you don't know any of these hormones, don't worry. Don't worry. Let me see. What should you do? Okay, go. First of all, just grab your checklist or grab your starter guide. I go a little more into hormones. And then like you'll see other options that you can take from there that are just available to you, that you can go deeper if you want more information about your hormones and how they work, etc. All right, but your body can detox your body. I mean, your body can detox your body. What am I saying, y'all? Your liver detoxes your body, and of course your kidney and your skin, all of that. But if you don't have enough hydration, your body is in this sluggish state. First of all, you're going to have brain fog. Did you know that brain fog can't technically exist if you're well hydrated? Crazy. Nobody tells you that. Instead, they're telling you, oh yeah, it's not real, or it's mommy brain, or it's just pregnancy brain. You're dehydrated. Just drink more water. Also, your liver gets to flush out all that excess stuff so that your body comes back into a little more balance. Now, yes, you still have to deal with the root causes. Don't forget that. Wellness is personalized. You have different root causes than I do. The way I ran my life, the genetics I got, by the way, genetics don't actually determine anything. It's your lifestyle that pulls the trigger. There's this famous quote, genetics load the gun, lifestyle pulls the trigger. Absolutely. I may have to censor some of those words because YouTube. Okay, but basically what I'm trying to tell you is that your organs need water to help you, to make you win, to give you everything you need in order to feel fabulous, fit, and fun again, because that's really what we want to feel, especially if you're in this perimenopause, menopause, PCOS, any kind of hormone issues. You just want to feel like yourself again. So those are 5 things. But now for your bonus. Your bonus is going to be something I harp on, and I don't think I do it enough. And that is gratitude. Did you know that you cannot, it is impossible to both be stressed and grateful at the same time? Did you know that it's not even possible? The two cannot exist. It's almost like that concept, the biblical concept of like light and darkness. They cannot exist together. Like light shines over the darkness and like illuminates the room. It doesn't matter how small the light is, you still get to pierce through the darkness. And it's the same with stress. Gratitude, when you can be thankful, grateful, thank you, Lord, for whatever, even when it doesn't feel good. It cannot fail to send that stress packing. And here is why. There's actually scientific reasons why. In your brain, there's this little place called the limbic system. And that little system in your brain kind of like reads your thoughts, okay? It's almost like your Siri. Have you noticed, oh my goodness, this irritates me so bad. On my phone now, when I get a message, like the AI will like summarize the message. So instead of showing me before you click on the message, how you can see like the summary of it or the beginning of it, instead of showing me that, it like shows me an AI summary of my message. It's so irritating. But your limbic system is kind of like that. It reads the thoughts that are going on in your mind, which is why, here's a crazy thing that has probably happened to you. You can think of a memory. Just think of it. Whether it's somebody that hurt you, whether it's somebody that died and you really loved them, whether it's a happy thought. You think about, you don't say nothing. Nobody says anything to you. And you have a reaction to that thought that matches the feeling of that event. So if it's a sad thing and you really miss grandma that day, you start crying. You're just sitting there, you're crying. If you were doing something, now you've got to sit down and just like you're weak, you're just like in sorrow, your knees are shaking based on a thought. If it is a happy thought, someone said something so hilarious and it just came to you, what happens? Same thing, but opposite, right? You start bursting out and everybody's like, what is wrong? What is wrong with her? Why is she just bursting out and laughing? It's simple, because your brain reads your thoughts, that limbic system, and then tells your body what to do based on your thoughts. It releases messages, hormones to your body. Y'all, I wish you could hear how, like my legs are literally swinging like this, like a little child. I wish you could hear how powerful that is. It's incredible. It's like the most baddest thing that your brain does, because that means you have control. You literally have the remote control for how you should feel. You have the remote control for how your body should act. You have the, when they say like your thoughts are so important and you have to guard them, and that when you have that unforgiveness and when you've had that trauma and you keep replaying it, it's like you're living it every time. And I know y'all, I've been through some stuff, and for about 10 years I just kept replaying it. I promise you, my life was not looking good. I didn't know what else to do. Like, I'm just being honest. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know. I didn't even know there was an exit. I literally thought that was like how my life was going to be. And so I would just play it, and I would believe the lies, and I would just be stuck. And I was just like, oh my goodness, how could they do that? Like, how could like, that means I'm that low. You know, if someone is to do something horrible to you, you take it as your value, you know? And you start thinking of yourself that way subconsciously because you're just replaying it. One of the things that broke me out of that was gratitude. One of the things. Now I had to do some work, y'all. I had to do some work, but gratitude was a big one, because it like opened up spaces between those events, between those times when I was just like in it, because your body has to choose one. So if you like insert gratitude, you almost like have a like cloudy day when the sun comes out, you know, for a moment, and it's a cold day, so you're like, oh, you feel so good, it's in the sun. And that was good, because that was hope for me at the time. I just needed rays of hope. If you are there, or whatever is going on in your life with your hormones, gratitude. Girl, pen and a paper, that's it. No app, I'm not selling you an app, nothing. A pen and a paper. And you start changing the way your body feels physically based on thoughts that you intentionally put in. And if you don't know what to be thankful for, look around you. Start simple. Be thankful for your phone or whatever gadget you're watching this video on. Just write that down. Be thankful for whatever is on your body, clothes, shoes. You don't have to like the thing that's on you. You just have to be thankful for it. Because your brain doesn't care. All it's going to know is that, oh my goodness, we're having a good day. It's going to tell your whole system you're having a good day, and it lifts your mood. Bonus to the bonus is that God inhabits our praises. And when we are thankful, when we're praising, if you want to take this next level, say, I thank you, Lord, for this and this and this. I thank you, God, for this and this and this and this. Yes, you can have like generic gratitudes too and just be thankful. But like if you are actually prayerfully thankful, like lifting your prayers, lifting your gratitude upwards and realizing that everything that you have, everything that's going on good, the stranger that smiled at you and said hello, or the fact that your toes can still wiggle, or even though you're tired, you had the strength to get up and go get water, or your body's been crashing and now you have all these things that I just mentioned, the hypertension, maybe the cancer, maybe diabetes, and life is not looking good right now. But you have breath in your lungs. Maybe you have someone who loves you and cares. Maybe you care for someone else and you can be thankful for that too. It is such a powerful tool to just change stuff from the core, from the inside, because I've met too many women that are like, I eat right, I exercise, I blah, 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 and I still have all these issues. And I'm like, that's heavy for me, because now I know that there's even a bigger issue inside. I've been there. So then we start going and saying, is there anything happening? What does your past look like? What thoughts play in your mind? And the things that come up will just break you, because there's always a cause for something that pops up in your life as a symptom. There's always a reason. Maybe it's dehydration or lack of sunlight, or food that we're eating. It may be lack of movement. It may be lack of sleep. It may be lack of gratitude. It may be a lack of, there's a reason. So slapping on a solution, like a fake solution, a band-aid solution to make the symptom go away, the issue is still there. Like just because you take insulin for diabetes doesn't mean diabetes is gone. You know what I mean? And if you have type 2 diabetes, it's a hormone imbalance. Insulin is a hormone. So I want you to feel encouraged that you have the power to change your circumstances, and prevention is way cheaper than cure. It's cheaper on your pockets, yes, financially, absolutely, but it's also cheaper on your time, on your health, on where your body is headed right now. And let me tell you, the most painful thing for me is when I encounter a woman and she's like, I need help, and we go through it and we talk about the help she needs, and I introduce to her like what my team can do for her, because she's like, I want to get in your coaching or whatever, and then I show her, and then she's like, it's too expensive. Girl, first of all, it is not expensive, but let me tell you what that says. That shows me that that person does not understand the cost of where they're headed. Like, you've been on this train for 10 years. Do you know where you're going? I've encountered those people on the hospital beds, and all they do is regret, 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 regret. So if you get a chance, I don't care. I don't care if somebody told you it was like 500. Okay, that's an exaggeration. But if someone told you it was like $70,000, okay? If someone said it was $70,000 to get your health back, do you know you're going to spend more than that if your health keeps tanking? Prevention is cheaper than cure. Thankfully, today you don't have to spend $0, okay? Except if you want that download for $1, which I really recommend you get it. But if you don't need it, hey, listen, the dollar's not going to change my life. It's going to change yours. Again, everything I've talked about is of no cost to you. Let's go over it again. Your sleep, your food, your movement, sunshine, and water, but not from a generic sense that you've heard these things, from a place where it is literally starting to change the way your body works from the inside out, and most importantly, your gratitude. So ladies, listen, I've had fun. Thank you for hanging with me. My voice is still kind of raspy because I lost it last week or something, but it's coming back. So it's been a good hang, and I'm going to see you in the next video. But I'm going to show you something, okay? As I stand up to turn off the camera, all right? All right, but I'll see you in the next video. Bye.